Okay, let's see. Alrighty. Now, it says that it's streaming. I've got another window open. That looks like it's working. Oh my God. Okay, I'm just going to send. Hang on. There we go. Mute that. God, that's terrible. That was dreadful. I don't know why that does that. Okay, so let's Control C. Okay, so we're chatting while I get this link out. Technical fails is what we're going with. Post. I'll put it in Fiberific. Oh, down this page. Okay, and we're going to put it on Fiberific as well because we've got to put everything everywhere. But because the computer's trying to run a stream, it's really not coping with me trying to Facebook at the same time. All right, let's do this. Right, okay, that's it, over here. Now I want this window and this window, but I want this window. Okay, so I've got my chat. Hello. Can I minimize everything else? Ah, that's right, I have to move this to this side. Okay, we have the technology. All right, okay, so hello, my viewer. You have returned. Thank you. I don't know if you're the same viewer that I had before, but I have my chat. Yay! All right. So I have. I'm not sure if you're the same viewer. So, but this morning I have a locksmith coming. Oh, I'll start. Tuesday, Tim had his car accident, and that was fun. Wednesday. So Wednesday I had to sort of cancel everything. So Wednesday was a bit of a write-off. Thursday I'm sitting at home with no car because Tim's taken mine to work. And I get a phone call saying my brother's been in a car accident, and that's a whole nother long story. But he's far away and I couldn't get to him, especially with no car. And then so Friday I'd planned to go and meet up with my other brother. I have two brothers, and we were going to drive up together to go and check out that my brother was all right and things like that. And the only way I can do that on a school day is because my daughter was supposed to have youth group, and which means that I have to pick her up till 6. So I'm in the car halfway down to Wynnum to pick up Luke, and only to get a phone call from the school saying, hey, youth group's cancelled, the youth group leader's sick. So I had to can that plan, which made my brother in hospital really unhappy. And so, yeah, so then there was that. And then now we're waiting to find out if Tim's car is being written off and if we have to buy a new car or not. We've been kind of tossing up the idea of whether to get him a better car now that he had to drive to work every day and it wasn't just a park it at the station car. Sorry, you remember last week when there was that bird that was flying to and from my car? Well, now it's doing it to the window that's just here, and it just keeps, you know, attracting my attention. Now, if you manage to get onto that Dodge stream that I was struggling with a little while ago, you would have heard that I was trying to connect some bits and pieces up to have my spinning wheel in. I had a second camera, but I'll play with that. It's absolutely doable. I just don't know if it's doable from this position because from here I have to use Wi-Fi. And it just might not be able to cope with a double video stream thingy. But I've got my I've been spinning up my cats and sparrow. Hang on, cat and sparrow. That is so beautiful. I love the teal. Actually, funnily enough, I just did a custom dye yesterday. That was really a similar-ish idea to this, a bit more pink. No black, but blue instead of black and pink. Anyway, more things, that's right. So the reason we're having a live chat today instead of my planned video, which was to learn this stitch for this cow, is that yesterday was a public holiday in this area of Brisbane. So Brisbane has its Ecker Show Day, and what happens is they actually have a different public holiday for the different councils of the Brisbane, sort of greater Brisbane area. So, excuse me, so that everyone doesn't try and descend on the Ecker on the one day, and all the businesses shut down for the one day. So it's a little confusing. So like Tim lives out here in the Logan City Council, but works in the Brisbane City Council. So his public holiday is Wednesday, whereas Abby's public holiday for school was yesterday. So I ended up not having a quiet house for a video, so I wasn't able to make that video, which is why we're chatting today. As far as I could, when I work out how to do the second camera, that's when we're going, well, I know how to do it. I've just got to make sure that the Wi-Fi or the internet can deal with it. And we just have to, you know, go from there, really. I don't know if my sound is working. It keeps broadcasting at me rather than playing the rather than what I'm saying. So if you are watching, if you can just pump into chat somewhere that that you can actually hear me, that would be super. So the prizes that I'm having today will be some resonance, 50 grams skein of resonance, which is 50 grams of beautiful Mongolian cashmere and 50% Australian merino, which is delicious. And the only way that you can get a prize is if you actually chat. So just watching doesn't help, because I can't see who's watching. I can just see that there's an X amount of people watching. Whereas if you write in the chat, I can run a random thing and count how many posts down or something and pick that name. And that person will win some resonance, and I'll post it to them, and it will be pretty, and you will spin it. Now, if you're not a spinner, you need to let me know, and I will find some yarn or something else more suitable to your preferred craftiness. We all want supplies for our crafts, right? That's why, isn't that why Bendigo is such a big, amazing thing? Is because we're all just like, give me the things. What else was I going to talk about today? I was going to talk about how I'm not quite finished that shawl yet. I am on to the last chart. It was the hidden chart I didn't know I had to do, but it's only got a few rows on it, but I'm onto the last chart. I got onto it last night. So I'm doing a dance, and the winner is being super duper patient. She's not even harassing me, which is fantastic, because it's weeks late now. Oops, I've got flashy light of doom on my phone. What's that from? Nothing. Well, it's something, but it's not relevant and not important. So the added list of things that have gone pear-shaped this week after Tim's car accident, Daniel's car accident, not being able to get up to visit Daniel. I had a fantastic weekend. I went and visited my mum down. She lives in a little rural country town in northern New South Wales, and had a gorgeous drive down to visit her. And then yesterday we went over to, I don't know what it was, like Sherwood or something, or Oxley, that way, a big park thingy for a family day for Tim's work, and that went really, really well. That was lovely. And not yesterday, Sunday. And then yesterday, me and Abs had a hanging outing day where we slogged together watching Doctor Who and with our technology in our laps, just having a relaxy day. Well, I also had my knitting, which is how I managed to catch up to that last chart. I tested some new glue for the blinglets, so I'm giving them a run at the moment. It creates an extra process because I have to clean them up a bit more afterwards, but it also sets nearly instantly, which is way better because the other glue I'm using, they need 24 hours to set, which it's fine, but sometimes it doesn't always work. So when you go through to check them, they might come undone, and you're like, oh, I now have to wait another 24 hours after I glue it the second time. Whereas this way, they will be glued, and they will stay glued forever. That's the plan. What else? I don't know. See, I was expecting people to talk to me and help me with things to talk about, but no one's talking to me. No one wants free fibre. And yeah, so I'm going to have to make sure this stream ends by just before 10 o'clock, just because yesterday our front door handle did something. I don't know what it did. It doesn't work anymore. It turns and turns and turns, but the door stays locked. So that's great. The locksmith is coming out to have a look for me, and I'll probably have to replace the door handle. So, yeah, it's been here since we bought the house. We probably should have had it changed when we first bought the house, like, I don't know, 8 years ago. But we didn't. We just installed CrimSafe. So you can't get to the door handle unless you've got the key for the CrimSafe. So, yeah, so it's been fun. There's been lots of challenges this week. Not having a vehicle to get to the post office, then having a public holiday, the post office was closed. So today, after I finish up this live stream, what are you doing, Dobby? I've got quite a few orders to ship and pack, well, pack and ship, and get ready for you all. And I was hoping to be sending out some Resonance 50% cashmere, 50% merino to somebody, but it seems nobody wants it. I'm just going to actually just refresh this, because I could be sitting here complaining that no one wants stuff when you're all messaging me and I just don't know it. No one's messaging. So yeah, so that's fun. Well, it's very hard just to sit here and blather on for this long by yourself when there's no one talking. I don't have any fluff to show you because I haven't bought anything new. Because I splurged a bit hard at Bendigo, it's kind of like, brakes, put the brakes on for a minute. I have been spinning a lot though. I spun my, if you bear with me, I'm going to run. Well, I'm not going to run. I'm going to walk reasonably quickly and go and get what I've spun already. So hang on. Crinkly bags of crinkles. Oh, here we go. Okay, so you probably saw on Instagram and Facebook and stuff when I spun the this is my brain. I can't even read because nothing's working. The Southern Cross Fibre Club. This was a Paulworth bamboo, 110 grams, which I got to about 525 meters according to my measuring device. Oh, see my beautiful fingernails? Yes, that's what happens when your gloves explode while you're dying. So don't look. Oh, hello. Oh, hey, Dominique. Hey, Debbie. Yeah, so we're not looking at my dye-covered fingers. So yeah, so there was that one, which I put on Instagram and everywhere, so you've probably seen that one. But then I spun up the shopper sock. It was a blue bump that I had in the Bendigo video, but it was looking a little plain for me. I'm not like, it's nice. It's not a very true color, but it's blue. It's a bluey greeny blue. And it was just a little plain. So what I did was I actually spun the whole lot, and then I spun up I've got this Cheviot and Sparkle stuff. I've got little bits left in all different colours left over from when I made up all the 50-gram. I made up all these 50-gram balls that I've got that I sell at places. So I had some pretty blue in that, and I had the green. So what I did was I alternated between the blue and the green, and it's like an orangey and pinky blend on one ply, and the shopper sock on the other ply. I wrote down how many meters I got. Hang on. Okay, so this one is 117 grams, and I've got 295 meters. And then I obviously ran out of sparkle on the bobbin, so this was a leftover, and that's 37 grams and 88 meters. And so they're a similar weight. So I was thinking, I mean, they're pretty, it's pretty thick, really, like in the scheme of Chantel's spinning. But I could still use like a, you know, a bit of a border edging or something like that, or a cuff or a heel. Or I'll find a use. But yeah, so they still definitely go together. But I really like how colourful this one went with the extra ply of bits and bobs. So I've been spinning those, and I'm going to hold up my wheel. I'm just going to take my bobbin off. I'm going to see if you can see it. Hang on a sec. La, la, la. Oh, you can't really see it. It's very dark. But that's what I'm spinning at the moment. So it's the Cat and Sparrows beautiful. Hang on, I'm going to drop this tag over here. It is merino, bamboo, alpaca, and Shetland. And I was talking about that. Oh, thanks, Debbie. Debbie said that I've got gorgeous spinning. I like spinning. I would not consider myself an excellent spinner by any stretch of the imagination, but I spin what I like to use, and I think at the end of the day, that's really what we want, isn't it? Just yarn that we like, which is why we do this. Otherwise, we wouldn't do it. Debbie, do you spin? I can't remember if you spin or not. I know Dominique spins. She spun up that pretty purpley pinky one that I really liked. Oh, I can't tell what you love, Debbie. Or do you love spinning? Oh, you do spin. Okay, sorry. I get lost, like, because I just keep rambling, and then the message pops up. I'm like, oh, what was that a reply to? Oh, you taught Sharon. Oh, of course, you're Sharon's friend that we chatted to the other day. I'm sorry, I knew I knew her name, and I was just not quite connecting the two together. But yeah, Sharon's got some pretty fluff at the moment that she picked up while she was here. So she's very lucky. I don't normally have people over because, I don't know, my house is always a tip. It's just, it always looks like a big box of, like a massive pallet of fibre came to my house and then exploded and just left stuff everywhere. So I try to make this little corner of not explosion for the video. It's kind of, you could see around like what is outside this square, you would probably catch yourself. So I've just got a little standard 3-bedroom house, and my family live here with me, and so does Fiberific. So if you've seen what's on the Fiberific website and all the different stuff that's in stock, that's here. That's in my house. And so I've had to come up with some creative ways for storage. Yeah, so that makes it fun. Your house is a fibre explosion as well. Well, I'm glad to hear that my house is not the only house that looks like a fibre bomb went off in it. So yeah, so I think so far, because I was planning on giving 2 prizes away today, and I think that as Debbie is obviously the dominant chatter keeping me company, then I'm going to have to send her some resonance. So Debbie, next time you get a chance, send me a private message with your address in it, and I'll send you a little parcel with some fluff. And I'm just going to write that down. If I had a pen. So that's right, I remember. No, I won't. I'm terrible. Hang on. Debbie, if you send me Well, the just as a heads up, the resonance is undyed, so it is a really lovely cream. So what you can do is spin it, and after you've spun it, you can give it a bath in some beautiful, beautiful blue dye. Because I like blue too. I like blue, and I like purple, and I like green, and I like a really good red, but it has to be really like proper red. I don't like orange reds. I like blue reds. I like blue reds, and because I can't dye those very well, I don't make it. So I don't have much in the way of blue. But you're very welcome, Debbie. So you've got some 50-gram bag of resonance coming your way after I get your PM with your address. So that would be awesome. Yeah, I like dual tone colors, like really bright colors. Now, is it really glary for you guys, or is it just my screen reflecting into my face that's making me like squinty and blindy? Because I definitely feel like I'm like having a light bounce off and attack me, and I don't know if I'm doing that to you all or just to me. You are very welcome, Debbie. For you know, it's your name is the name. Like Dominique said hi at the beginning, and then you've been doing all the chatting with Chaddisons and keeping me company, so I feel like I'm sitting here talking to myself for change. I think I talked about that last week, about how it definitely feels like you're sitting here just talking to yourself. And generally I don't have an issue with it so much. I know a lot of people who do YouTube as part of their business actually have someone else behind the camera. It's actually really recommended and advised. Like everything I've been doing all sorts of YouTube training and things like that, and they're all like, no, you really should have just a person behind your camera, just so that you can talk to them sort of rather than just to yourself, because you do talk to yourself differently than you talk to other people. But honestly, I don't know who I'd get. Like if I was going to go to the effort to get someone in to do my video to work, they'd have to be professional video people. I wouldn't just get anyone in because I can just do it myself. So I'm so self-reliant. It's probably a really big failing. What do I make with my fibre? I tend to spin all my fibre. I'm not a big felter. I've learnt a lot of felting techniques, more because I'm one of these people that needs to try everything. I want to learn how to nudo felt and how to felt bags with like the inserts where you make the little, I can never remember the exact terms, but you put in these little bits of plastic, like little bits of resist plastic, and then you cut a hole and pull them out, and then you can see the second colour inside the first. And so I like doing that as well, but I definitely prefer just to spin it, and then honestly 90% of the time it just sits in a crate. It just sits there until, like this here, this is hand spun that I spun 3 years ago that got used last week, week before. For the first time I just went, oh yeah, that'll work for that, and it does just sit there. I'm saying you find out what you like and you don't like. Absolutely. And because we're making stuff for ourselves, like I don't spin as part of my business, if that makes any sense. I have little things, I have little rules that keep my sanity, because this is my craft. This one here was an eggshell bunny. I'll bring it. Come here. I've got my coffee cup here, so I'll just move it out of the way. It was an eggshell bunny kid mohair and BFL blend that I got 3 or 4 years ago. I don't even know if she still, I don't think she even still does that blend anymore. It's close enough. But yeah, so I tend to have like little rules. If I spun it, I don't dye it, so I tend to buy pre-dyed stuff. If these are the rules if I'm going to sell it. Yeah, don't worry, I won't spill my coffee. I protect the coffee. Yeah, I have little rules. So if if I'm going to be selling it. So if I'm going to spin it, it's already dyed. I'm not paying myself as such to dye it, spin it, and then sell it, because people don't understand how much time goes into that. And when you're like, oh yeah, here's this 200 sort of meters of, oh not 200, what am I saying, like 400 meters of beautiful merino silk, hand dyed, hand spun, and it's going to be $40. They flinch, and it's because, you know, all they see is 100 grams of yarn, $40. They don't, and I am generalizing, because some people definitely understand and it's not an issue, but other people are just like, oh no way, I could go to Spotlight and buy, you know, whatever. But they don't understand that it's because it is hand dyed and hand spun, and it takes a lot of time. So I don't tend to dye it and spin it. So everything I dye is commercially spun. So I've got yarn supplies in Australia and in India for the silk that I get. That's my coffee machine turning off. If you can hear that sort of grinding noise, it's nothing bad. And the fact that it means this cup of coffee is now an hour old and I still haven't finished it, which it's really normal. It's still slightly warm, like it's not stone cold, and I'm still gonna drink it. Anyway, so yeah, I do. I have little rules. So I don't sell my support spun. I don't sell support spindles or bowls. I go to someone like Paul McCafferty or something like, because he makes beautiful support spindles. And I don't drop spindle. I only support spindle. I have been known to Turkish spindle, and I think the Turkish spindles are super gorgeous. In saying that, I did buy a Dilgan from Schneider Spindles. Yeah, I did notice Sharon and I drank our coffees at about the same pace. And because I'm talking so much, I can't keep drinking. So, and that's pretty common too. And I also just forget my cups there. Oh, you're used to stone cold, because you do. You put it down and you go off and do something, and you come back and you're like, oh, I'm still going to drink it. I'm not going to waste it. But yeah, so you know, so I've got my Dealman spindle, which I haven't even tried yet. Are any of you doing the Ravelinic games? Because I'm not actually in a team, because I sort of left it to the last minute and couldn't find, well, I probably could if I had looked like more than 2 seconds, but I couldn't find a team. And so I'm just doing a whole pile of whip wrestling. So I think I chose about 4 or 5 of my unfinished whips of like my bazillions that I have to try and get finished. One of them's like, I only got like 3 rounds left to go of a crocheted shawl, and then it's done. But yeah, they make cold caffeine drinks, so I figure it's all good. Yeah, all you got to do is like drop an ice cube in it, and you've got like, you've made yourself a deconstructed frap. You're fascinated with the spindles. I love the spindles, and I do love the look of the drop spindles, but I'm really lazy, and so I find that I tend to have to pick them up a lot. I don't like to bend over, so I don't tend to drop spindle, but I've got lots and lots of support spindles. And I tell you what, like when you've got like a really, really delicious piece of fibre that's like cashmere and like baby camel or something like that, and you've just got 50 grams and you really want it to go a long way, I say support spindle, because you will get that so fine, and then apply it with some sort of ridiculously fine silk. I recommend my string theory, of course, because you know it's mine. But I really love string theory because it's so fine as well that it doesn't overpower your spindle spun. It doesn't sort of make it look chunky and wrong. And so you apply them together and you end up with your 50 grams. Because it's so fine, you can get a nice little sort of one of those little mini shawls. Like it's not a full size shawl, but you can absolutely get a gorgeous mini shawl. Like Dominique, you know, like what you can get with, say, 500 meters of cobweb. You'd definitely be able to make just a little, you know, something. and normally if it's something that's so delicious and that you've spindle spun it, then you've got to make something delicious with it. You've spent all this time like touching every fibre basically, and yeah, that's the advantage of spindle spinning. It takes a really long time. Like for me, I'm not a professional. I watch some videos sometimes and I just think I cannot go that fast. But I sit back on the couch with it in my lap, and I can, especially when I'm not feeling very well, it just is very relaxing for me. So that's what I do with my spindles. They are lollies as well, so you can just collect them. It's not like spinning wheels where you have to go, okay, I've got 6 spinning wheels. But, oh no. Okay, guys, I'm going to have to go because my locksmith has arrived. He's a smidgy bit early, the stinker. Debbie, I recommend Eggshell Bunny for any bunny fibres. She has her own bunnies, and they are most lovingly cared for. But I'm going to have to run away. So, Debbie, PM me your details, and I will send you a present. And Dominique, PM me your details, and I will send you a present. Would you prefer fibre or yarn? So make sure you pop in there if you want. If Dominique, if you want fibre or yarn, Debbie, you're getting resonance, which you'll love. Yeah, that's right. 500 meters is awesome. Oh man, I've really got to go. He's coming in the gates. But PM me your details, both of you, Dominique and Debbie, and I will get presents out to you as soon as I can.